Hi, it's Patrick and welcome to Project Concrete Jungle. We are on the search for local entrepreneurs to hear their stories from how they started their business or their small little project from zero to hero. Today we'll be meeting up with founder Lim Chun Woei of Cr3atures to hear his story of how he started his brand identity agency. Today it is episode number 9. Okay, hi Chun Woei. Thank you very much for spending the time on Sunday to have this interview here with me, Project Concrete Jungle. Today we're going to be talking about your work with Cr3atures, and because before we begin, I would let's spend a little bit of time to talk about who you are, what were you doing before this, and your a little bit about your background.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Chun Woei. My surname is Lim. Now, I would always prefer people to call me by Chun Woei. It's a form of identity. So in the beginning of my years, identity, culture is a very important thing to me. Because in order to understand yourself, I believe that we have to understand our culture and our identity. So these things has been following me since the secondary school until college to universities and so on. So let's talk about a little bit about a background of my early years. In academic, I'm sort of like a very determined person. In secondary school, I have already know that I wanted to be a graphic designers, or fine artists. So in that way, to tell you is that in secondary school my mathematics is very bad.
You're not alone.
I flunk, huh?
You're not alone.
I flunked my maths a lot. So in order for me to get into college, that I know that I have to pass my SRP. Like the last time, if you fail your SRP,
that's it. You can't go on.
So I have to work hard to make sure that my maths is passed. So I passed my SRP. That's it. I go into Form 4 and Form 5, and I get through my SPM. Then I go into colleges. So in college, what I have learned is that it begins to open up a new horizon, that the history that we have learned before is different now, because we are learning art history, right? So in art history, it teaches me a lot about where a lot of these things that comes from, and so on and so on. So after college, I start to work with an ad agencies in KL for about a year. After that, I quit my job as an ad agency's designers, and I go on my own to do freelancing.
How long were you with the agency before you quit?
For about a year and a half.
So after a year and a half, you decided to go business on your own.
Go business on my own.
You have balls.
Well, it's basically because maybe because I'm a person who don't like to be constrained in an environment, or I don't like to be constrained in that creative works that I produce. I tend to be more of an experimental person. So I love to experimental with visuals, with ideas, with concepts, and combine them to one thing, right? So like we go back to the identity and culture thing. I always wanted to reinvent or reconstruct the culture in a modern way. Sort of like, if you bring a culture to the young people, they might not like it, not because they don't like the culture, it's because it's just too outdated, right? So if we could repackage the culture and picture them in a modern visual, people would be able to accept it. So this is sort of like my early employment. When I do freelance, I won a few international awards. So that's how I met with my other partners, right? So my other partners, we started as a freelance collaborative. So we actually collaborate, and in 2005 we thought, hey, since we can collaborate so much, might as well we just go together and do works properly, a serious works, a serious organization that do serious works for people. So we still retain that experimental value. My third partners, I found him in universities last time in Wanganui School of Design in New Zealand. So that's where I got my degree in design and so on. So after school, he has come over to visit me in Malaysia. We have been keep contacting each others, and then we goes. We have another working relationship with him. So that's how we started.
Was it difficult for you to start on year one? I mean, consider the fact that you only have like over a year of working experience, and entrepreneurship is definitely not for everyone. Do you have a plan?
Yeah. I mean, of course, when you wanted to start something, everything that you think, every comfort that you wanted to get, there will be a sacrifice, right? To have a comfort that we can do our own works, experimental works that I wanted to do, of course I have to sacrifice away the fixed income thing, the luxurious of the income that people pay you month by month. Because when you start your own thing, you have to think about how are you gonna cover the cost, how are you gonna earn the money, how are you gonna do this and do that. The whole management thing is in your hand. You're no longer just designing or going to the office from 9 to 6, but it's all also the thing that you have to manage the whole thing, like meeting the customers, listening to the nag of that your clients, your clients nagging you or whatsoever. You have to listen to them. So this is something that new to me at that time, and I think that I have to learn all these things as well in order for me to really go on my own.
Did you have help, or do you just knock your head all the way through?
Yeah, I think knocking your head on the wall is a good way to learn. So so throughout the thing, I actually knock on the wall to see what is happening next. It's I think life is full of surprises.
Yeah.
So you never try it, you never know it.
So how many years do you go through it before you start to realize that, okay, it's finally paying the bills, and it's not as painful as it first was?
I think it's you need to take a while,
Yeah.
To be successful. I think it doesn't come overnight. So it took me about 2-3 years to manage the whole management thing.
So do you have a team right now, or you still work with the two partners that you
Yeah, at the moment we still work with that. I'm still working with the two partners. But they are based in a different cities, different country.
Different time zone. So
yeah, different time zone as well.
How do you work with them?
I think as a designers, we have been trained to sleep late, rushing all the school projects and assignments. So it becomes not a very abnormal thing to me, because I can have my webcam on to chat with my partners on the other end. Maybe 12 midnight or 1 a.m. I was like chatting with him, and then leave him with all the works. He will do all the works while I'm sleeping, and then when I wake up, all the works is there, and I'll start continuing with my parts of my work. So it's a way that this is how we come out to manage that productivity, so that none of us would waste the time.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, if I work online, I need let's say the elements, the graphic elements from your end before I start to do animation. So this is the thing. So you can do the works. I sleep, I wake up, I do that works, and then that's it. We get the works done by that.
So, could you elaborate a little bit about the work that got you the award, and how do you catch the attention of an international body, considering that you're a freelancer in Malaysia?
Yeah. So this is a very interesting thing. Remember the culture and and identity that creates an icon that we have in our mind. Actually, this is the thing that captures people's attention. Like if you go to US, the only chance that people are inviting you to do projects with them is because you have an element in your design that they cannot do.
Right.
For example, if I go there and tell them, hey, I'm good in typography, I mean, there are a bunch of people. I mean, typography started from their place, so they don't need you. So let's say if I go in and says I have a Chinese characters that form typography, then that is a very different thing.
Yeah.
So we use that identity and culture. So that's why I'm very particular with modernize that identity and culture to be presented into a modern day without losing the essence of it. So yeah, this is how it works. So I have works that has to do with Penang. So we built a sort of like a modern and experimental visual about Penang. So we actually won a bronze, not silver, not gold, but bronze in one of the awards, in the design awards. And we also did a stop motion animation that won us in a American in New York Short Film Festival. So we have that.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Urban Creatures. Could you share a little bit about what Urban Creatures is all about?
So in 2005, we built this organization called Urban Creatures, just three of us. Urban Creatures is actually an organization that we prefer to call as a playground thing. Like we love to play with design. So it's a way that we experiment with design, with different form of design, different form of illustration. We try to combine them together to see how is the result. With Urban Creatures, we thought because it's three of us, we can't show people that, hey, this is just three of us in this company. So the culture and identity equals to icon concept comes back in, where we create a character that represents the three of us. So this character is what represent Urban Creatures. It looks like a sharp teeth monster, with flow with a black flowing flame on the skin. That flowing flame is actually inspired by batik. The batik flora and so on. And the creatures, the sharp tooth creatures is actually inspired by a lot of mythological creatures or mythological characters or figures that we have in different religions. Like when you look at temples, you have two fierce lions in front of the temple. You look at clan houses, you have the fierce monsters or creatures on the doorknob. If you go to Bali, you have sharp teeth creatures that guarded the house. So all these things, they look fierce, but to us, we find that all these fierce creatures has a good heart. They are actually guarding the people. They are guarding the good things for the people. So we thought maybe we can use that as an inspiration as a character. So we produced this character that has a sharp teeth, but he's a very friendly thing, guarding everything about what people likes and so on.
Very interesting concept. So so besides the characters, what else does Urban Creatures as an organization do?
We do TV branding. For example, we do TV, a brand or a promo spot for TV channels. So most of the works that we produce are for TV spots. Like for example, like MTV, HBO. We are doing Universal channels at the moment. So these are all the things that we do. We have to come up with image for them. We have to think about colors, image, graphics. How do we revamp the whole image into one thing that comes in a unity?
So the creatures on Urban Creatures are basically to represent your work, but at the end of the day, deep inside, you're still a illustrative agency per se lah.
Yeah, true. But in a different concept, we don't have clients do not need to come to us and say what they need, right? But we will propose whatever things that we have experiment visually to the clients. For example, if that time we are doing lots of spiral works, then we're gonna present to the clients, like maybe we can use spiral works as a design and so on and so on.
So could you share a little bit about what are the works that you have done?
We have done TV branding works for HBO, for Cartoon Networks. We did lots of animation and motion graphics. So we're gonna put in animation, motion graphics, and also we did visual effects for TV commercials sometimes.
And all these are with concepts of their own lah.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Now perhaps you could share a little bit about your what you have done for the International Toy Festival, and because the one thing that really caught my eye when it comes to Urban Creatures was not really the agency work that you guys do, but more of the creatures and more of the characters that that really got my imagination going. So could you elaborate a little bit about what you have done for these creatures in the consumer space?
Yeah, true. We tend not to promote ourselves as a commercial producer or for commercial works. We tend to promote ourselves through our toys, the character that I told you just now, and for consumer base, we use this character to design into t-shirts, t-shirts, toys, paper toys. The latest International Toy Fair, we actually introduced our own Urban Creatures toy, paper toy, because the earlier version of paper toy that we produce is actually called boxes. It doesn't reflect that monster thing. So now we create another one that reflects that monster.
And how do you what was the process that you have to go to learn how to make toys? Do you make all these toys by yourself, or do you get them manufactured?
I get them manufactured from my friends, because during college, I have this interest of sculpting, sculpting this little thing with clays and so on. So with that knowledge, I always liked to design character. So I keep my sketchbook with me all the time, and I draw lots of different characters, different style of characters. It's to keep me going, and with this interest, it has always makes me wanted to see the 3D of the thing. So if I design something, I wanted to see the 3D of the thing. So Urban Creatures is one of it. So when I sculpted, one of my friends who do very huge works, casting works for even Universal Studio in Singapore, he actually helped us to cast those mold and so on. The racing, yeah.
So is it a lucrative business, or is it something that you do on the side just for branding sake? That leads to
Uh,
more work for your agency.
yeah, I think because this urban features thing, we tend to break away from the agency a
Yeah.
bit because we want it to be a brand rather than an agency. So yeah, to say lucrative, it's okay at the moment, but we have produced thousands of them, and we have thousands of them sold out
Wow.
in like about five months. We have thousands of them sold out. So it's not selling very fast, but to us it's quite fast,
It's not too
because
bad.
yeah, it's not too bad already.
Where do you sell these toys?
We sell it in Malaysia. We sell it during event,
Uh
like
huh.
design event, right? Or people can order it from our websites. But overseas, we have friends who help us to sell overseas in their shops. Like in New York, we have it sold in one of the streetwear shops, which
Mm.
belongs to our friends. Uh, in Singapore as well, in France as well. So we have friends all over to help us sell.
So since you are into motion graphics, right? Why not bring it to life? Put it into a
Yeah,
manga
yes, yes.
series or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we are actually planning it from day one, but because of the amount of work that we have, we can't really refine the concept and the storyline.
right?
So that's why we always admire comic artists because they are able to draw lots of great comic and things like that. Yeah, we are actually planning it, and hopefully by next year we will come up with at least an episode or two of urban features animations.
That would be excellent. I think Malaysian animation has not been a very. I mean, we try very hard to get there, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think
true.
we are very much behind. So I believe if you're able to bring this character to life, you would really inspire the industry. I mean, right now the only good animation I could see is Upin and Ipin.
Yeah, true. That that is one of the great ones.
Yeah, they have
I
done
think
very
I
well.
think we have a lots of great talents in Malaysia,
Yeah.
but the thing is, uh, the opportunity doesn't come to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the case of it. Like for example, we have studios like Silver Ant. They produce quite an amazing animation works.
Mm.
And again, uh, because of the commercial works that they are into, so they can't really produce. They can't really concentrate on episodes, or TV shows. They produce a lots of animations for Japan, and so on.
Also, we do have local animators,
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes.
pretty
We
good
have
ones too, huh?
Yeah, we have a lots of good ones.
Hmm. Well, I hope they would spend a little bit of time
Yeah, yeah,
to make us look good as a country.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Every time when you think about Malaysia, I mean, when I was the last time I was in China. I mean, China is a really great country, and they have done tremendously well, as a
Yeah,
as a
true,
as a country
true.
through
I
the through
mean,
the short
if,
years. But as you're
if you
walking
look,
the streets,
even their drawn animations are good in
yeah.
China.
But when you're walking the streets, you don't see intellectual properties that really belongs to China. It's the same problem we
Yeah,
have here in
true.
Malaysia. When you're walking out the streets, right? Um, there's only so many intellectual property that we can truly say this is Malaysian.
Yeah,
This is
true,
us.
true.
And it'd be great if we could have a little bit more IP out in the market, and the world can recognize us. If you go to US, there's it's IP literally everywhere.
Yeah, true. I mean, I think the problem in Malaysia is that people here are not educated in such a way.
Mm-hmm.
Even I'm a part-time lecturer in some of the colleges. So even the students do not understand it. They can just simply take people's music and then just put into with their works, and they even dare to publish it on the YouTube. Yeah, so I think this is the problems with the knowledge of the people here, because they don't really understand. I think we were like too pampered by a lot of pirated stuff, you know.
Yeah,
So
I
people
suppose so.
has begin to take it up as a habit, you know, like they would just take it, you know, like
The
it's okay to
ignorant,
take it, you know.
ignorant to understand piracy lah. What what are the
Yeah, true,
detriments
true.
of piracy? Okay.
Yeah.
One more question about urban creatures. What were the challenges of year one of running an agency that is catering to not only Malaysian market but also the world market?
Okay. I think this is a very good question, because uh, in day one, when we wanted to cater for local markets, we got a lots of rejection. I don't know. I don't understand. You know, it's like all the companies in Malaysia wanted to, when they asked you to do work, they wanted to see how many people do you have in your companies, how
Yeah.
big is your office, you know, or do you have a registered company, and so on. But because of that, we tend to do a lot of work for the UK clients and US clients, because in UK and US we get to contact with the clients through email or Skype. That's it. You know, so the clients come to us, they look at our portfolios, they send an email to us, says, how much do we charge? We send a quotation. They reply back, says, can we make it on time for that deadline? We says, okay. They send us the agreement, sign, send it back. That's it. The money is in your bank. You know. So this is how fast they do work. You know.
How do you find these people?
These people comes from everywhere. I don't know where they found or where we found them, but eventually somebody contact us, you know, and fix us with the meeting and so on. So we are thankful with people who help us in the early years.
So it's all about getting to know some people that's within the circle that's able to
Yeah.
help you out
Right.
lah.
Yes. Yes. So
Okay.
so because of this also, we in 2003, you see, in Malaysia, people tends to keep things to themselves. I think this is an Asian mentality, that, you know, you keep things to yourself. You never wanted to show off.
Yeah.
So when my years in New Zealand, I have learned a lot of things, like we have to actually share things in order to see how it grows or how it develops. So in 2003, we actually organized this project called Beautiful Junk. We call Beautiful Junk is because artworks in Malaysia, people look at it as a junk, as a rubbish that, you know, is useless. So in Beautiful Junk, it's actually a showcase of designs, visual arts, and music. So under visual arts, it's to expose the talented new people, new designers to the public, and also existing designers to the public, and also exposing the public to the modern visual arts. And on the music side, it's a platform that we try to promote the so-called indie musics in Malaysia, because what we can see is that a lot of underground musicians says nobody cares about underground musicians in Malaysia and so on. But the problem is our local underground musicians always do music underground.
Hence the name underground.
Yeah, too underground that people doesn't know that they exist.
Right.
So in a way, how are you going to expect people to listen to you, you know? And through our experience, when we give people a certain CDs, they actually loves them, you know. So it's like the market is there. It's just that how our local musicians market themselves. If you look at Thailand and Indonesia, the indie bands in Thailand and musicians and Indonesia is doing very well, because they know how to market themselves, how to create an image for themselves, and so on and so on. But here we don't. They just play music. They don't really care about their image, which is okay. But in the long run, when you look back in the end of the days, you find that how come people doesn't like the music, you know? So this is the beautiful junk that we will create. So the beautiful junk is existing until today. So it's our gift back to the community, you know, to tell people that this is what we have today, this is what visual art is today, and so on and so on.
Okay. Yeah. What do you have, like 3 things that you want to share with would-be entrepreneurs, or basically people like yourself who's got an idea for, or a passion for illustration, for passion for character building or character creation?
Yeah, I think first thing is keep a sketchbook with you. You know, like myself, I have a sketchbook with me. You know, so it's sort of like drawing a lot of different things. You know, so you can draw your own style. You know, things every style that you have, you just keep it in your sketchbook. 2 is don't think too much. You know, lots of people over here thinks too much. Like even before you start doing something, you think about failure. You think about what is gonna go on if it's bad. Well, I think you never try it, you will never know whether it works or it doesn't work. You know.
Analysis
The third thing,
paralysis.
right?
Analysis
Yeah.
paralysis.
The third thing is just follow your passion. You know, don't kill your passion halfway. You know, just follow. Believe your passion, no matter how people say it's not gonna work or whatsoever. I mean, those people never tried, never go through your footsteps. So just follow your passion. You know,
Yeah,
the first thing is.
That's
Yeah.
a good point, because when I first started as well, I had a lot of people coming to me telling me that it cannot be done. But if you think back, they have not done it either. How do they know?
True. Because how would you know that it can never be done, right? I mean, Nike started his shoe with just a bread toaster in his house.
Waffle toaster.
Yeah, waffle toaster in the house. So it's like everyone has a starting point.
Yeah.
You know, rather than you think I have to have $1 million to start a capacity for, you know, for a company, why don't you start even when you are small? You know, so it's I think it's mentality. You know, like I compare what US company and Malaysian company. Malaysian company tends to look down on a smaller company. They want everything big. You know,
Yeah.
so I think this is the problem. But one thing that we have the surprise is when Hotlink called us and says that we can use your creatures for a month in the website. That is one of the breakthrough after so many years we live in Malaysia.
You're paid off. So which brings full circle to why I created ConcreteJungle. The whole meaning behind the subtitle "Heroes Start from Zero" is you summed it up just nicely. So one last thing. So where do you feel you are? Okay, on my show, I always end the show by asking, where you are right now. Do you feel that you're still zero, or do you feel that you're a hero right now? The question simply is to explain, in the process of building a business, where you are. Where are you right now?
I think we would consider ourselves in between zero and hero, in the middle, because only the people who don't do this anymore can become hero. You know,
right.
We were called hero because of the remembrance, and the tribute. So either you died or you retired, So we would still be in between zero and hero. We are not zero now. We have something, so it's in between. Because from now on, also we don't consider ourselves as very successful. We are still experimenting. And the reasons we do all these kind of things is because we don't want to get old after we were retired, we sit in the coffee shop every day waiting for our friends, and then one day you realize, one by one, leaving you alone, sitting in the coffee shop, you're doing nothing. So we wanted to have that passion to be with us even when we are old, out of job. We still have something that is good that we can do.
Okay, that's a very, very good point. Okay, I think, in the words of Steve Jobs, stay hungry, stay foolish.
Yeah, true. I mean, Steve Jobs is a key inspiration to all of us here in Urban Creatures as well.
To many people, I think,
Yeah, to many people,
he's
yes.
one of the very few that has inspired the world.
Yeah,
Every entrepreneur that I come across with, I've not come across one that do not know who the hell is Steve Jobs. They all say that he plays a role in inspiring, why they went into entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
So
true.
yep. Okay. So thank you very much, Chun
Hey,
Woei.
no problem. Thank you to you as well.
Really appreciate your time.
Hey, I saw your bags on your Facebook. It really looks good. Where are you selling them?
I'm selling online on my website, but we'll talk.
Cool.
We'll talk
Alright,
after this show then.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Great. Hey,
All right,
thanks
have
a
a
lot.
good one.
Yeah.